Hello, everybody. It's Starter Stream. My name is Seth Dewald, editor at playerprofiler.com, here to help you with your starter sit decisions today. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We got Acadia Yurts, Cortland Sutton, or Christian Watson, half-point PPR. I think you got to go Sutton in what's going to be a comeback mode city for Denver today. And I know it's going to snow. I saw the pictures. Okay, I understand. But Minnesota, like, we understand, like, Minnesota's defense has actually been halfway decent. I mean, Brian Flores is going to blitz the heck out of Jordan Love today. So that's very concerning to me. We'll see if he can deal with it. I'm very skeptical considering what he's done the last few weeks. All right, we have Daniel Love versus Minnesota, Stafford versus Dallas, Carr versus Indy. I think the best matchup out of all those is probably Carr versus Indy. I don't love Derek Carr, to be honest. Love probably gives you the highest ceiling, to be honest, because he's going to rush more than those other quarterbacks. But if I had to choose, the safest option to me is probably Matthew Stafford. I know it's a bad matchup, but I'd probably go Stafford, Carr, Love. But if you need upside, if you feel like you're outmatched, outgunned, I think Love is that Hail Mary because he could be running around in comeback mode, getting those rushing yards for you. So thank you for the question, Daniel. Start one, Tyrod Taylor, Gardner Minshew, or Bryce Young. This is a good question. Those are all very close. I mean, Gardner Minshew, tougher matchup today. But man, I think you probably have to go Gardner Minshew. I would think that's just me. But the problem with Gardner Minshew is one game he's awesome, the next game he kind of throws a dud. I don't know. Like maybe I'm just gonna take the coward's way out and just go Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young's been playing better. So my official pick is Bryce Young, but that is a good question. Goner Boy, half point PPR pick 2, Zach Moss, Jalen Warren, Chuba, Spears, Roshan. Roshan, I'm a little skeptical of today. I know the matchup's great, but there's really no need to rush him back. So I don't know if he's going to be as involved as we think. I'd probably go Jalen Warren and either Chuba or Spears today. That's probably the direction I would go. Thank you, Goner Boy, but that's really tough. Daniel Ferguson, Jonnu, or Taysom Hill. Is it crazy for me to say Taysom Hill? Like, I'm starting Taysom Hill in a league today. I love the matchup, and it could be the curtain gets pulled, the rug gets pulled out from under me today, and Taysom Hill isn't as good. But I think the answer is Taysom Hill. I really do. Call me crazy. I think that's the highest upside. So I'm gonna go Taysom Hill today, but that's a good question. Okay, that's an answer to a question. Pick 2. Point per first down reception. Ken Walker, Joseph Mixon, or Tamarius Higgins. He's spelling out the full names there. Very good. I think I'd go Ken Walker and T. Higgins or Tamarius Higgins. Pick 1 full PPR. Hollywood, Ramondre, Deontay, Javante. I'd probably go Hollywood there in a PPR. That's pretty close though. Schultz or Musgrave? I'd probably go Schultz. There. Okay. We just have people answering questions, which is fine. PPR sit 1. Ooh, the dreaded sit 1 question. Daniel from Daniel. Nico Collins versus Carolina. Pickens versus Jacksonville. Olave versus Indy. Oh my God. That's a tough one. Is it crazy to say I'd probably sit Nico Collins there? I probably would. I know the matchup's great. Oh, but I mean, if you're going straight upside, you'd probably honestly sit Olave, but Olave's got a nice safe floor that I like. So I probably sit Nico, but I don't love sitting any of those options if you can avoid it. Nico, DJ Moore, or Metcalf, full point PPR. Oh, Metcalf's coming off an injury, and that's a really tough matchup today against I know Cleveland gave up a ton of points to Indianapolis, but that defense is really good. And so I'd probably, I mean, DJ Moore's got a sweet matchup today. I'd probably go DJ Moore, either DJ Moore or Nico, but I'd probably lean DJ Moore. That's a good question. We rolling Nico today, then, fellas. All right, so he's going Nico. We got PPR, Flex, DeMarcado, Roshan, or Komet. Ooh, wow. DeMarcado's interesting. I'd probably go Roshan there, to be honest. I think Roshan's going to be involved. Like, he's not going to be as involved as we want him to be. DeMarcado's probably got the safest floor there, but I'd probably go Roshan. And need to drop an RB. Who would it be? Chuba Hubbard, Donta Foreman, Darrell Henderson, Jeff Wilson Jr. So he's got Raheem Mostert as well, and he needs to drop one. I definitely wouldn't drop Chuba or Darrell Henderson. See, that's the problem with that. And Donta Foreman, as soon as you'd think, yeah, I don't know if you can necessarily drop him. I probably would drop Jeff Wilson, and I get it. You have Raheem Mostert, but it's probably between Donta and Jeff Wilson, and I really would have a huge problem dropping Donta Foreman right now. So if you made me choose, I'd probably drop Jeff Wilson. All right, so let's keep rolling here. Pick one to start half PPR: Drake London, Donta Foreman, Darrell Henderson, Chuba Hubbard. Even though it is half PPR, I still go with Drake London. I know it's Atlanta. I know it's Arthur Smith. I know he lies to us about the headache situation. I know. First of all, I mean, come on. I mean, we're not going to get into it, but unbelievable. What's up, Ruckus? How we doing? Hami Patel, PPR, 2 of 3. So we're picking 2. Deontay, Lockett, Rice. Oh, I think one of them has to be Rice. I honestly, I'm very, as much as I like Tyler Lockett, he's dealing with an injury all week. It's convoluted wide receiver room. I think there's really, to be honest, no reason for Seattle to rush Lockett or to play him a lot today. Like if they don't need to because they have JSN. I like Deontay and Rice there. All right, Ruckus, start 2 PPR, Dameon Pierce, Joe Mixon, Gus Bus, or Chuba. Oh, man. I think I'm going to scratch off Pierce because I'm super worried about Dameon Pierce. So I think it's between Mixon, Gus Bus, or Chuba. And we have the return of Miles Sanders. So there's a lot of uncertainty in Carolina today. They should be in comeback mode. I don't know what that means for them. As far as running back usage. So I think the safest play is probably Mixon and Gus Bus. Thanks for the question. Game day. Need to pick one of the following PPR. 10 points for a touchdown. Is that right? Oh, my God. That's amazing. Ford, Justice Hill, Roschon, Javonte. So let me say this about Ford, Jerome Ford. So, that situation kind of stinks to me. He's really pushing to play, and it really feels like it's in his best interest to sit, and that's an afternoon game. So that's typically a chance that I don't like to take, especially if you have a decent option that could potentially get you 80 to 90% of the points at noon. But if you wanted to chance it, you do have Roschon, right? And you have Javonte, I guess. So those are some afternoon options. But I would probably go Javonte Williams there. I don't really think it matters in this case because I think you're going Javonte Williams. Single QB, 6-point passing TD, Minshew or Cousins. See, I'm going to go Cousins. I know there's no Justin Jefferson. I know Minshew's coming off an amazing game, but Minshew is kind of Jekyll and Hyde. So I'd still be, and it's not the greatest matchup for him either. I know Cousins doesn't have the greatest matchup playing Green Bay today. Barbie Island, shout out to you. He has T-Law and Burrow playing against Chase. Who should I start? I'd probably go with Joe Burrow. I probably would, but it's close, right? It's really close between those two. I know that the Bengals are playing the 49ers today, but the 49ers defense has really shown signs of bending. Not being the elite defense that I thought they were going to be. Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he's been fine. Like, if you look at the numbers, I was just digging into the stats. It's kind of he's not really been, I don't know. Like, to me, if you want to start Trevor Lawrence, I totally get it. I totally understand if you're going up against Chase. So either option's fine. For me, I would go Joe Burrow just because I think they're going to be in comeback mode for sure. But that's the direction I would go. G-Hop, Watson, or JSN. I assume we're talking about Christian Watson. I'd probably, in that situation, I think the upside of Christian Watson, I'd probably lean that direction, even though you haven't gotten anything out of him. But it's close. Jay Reese, full PPR, flex, Alexander Madison, Darrell Henderson, or Royce Freeman. I think that's Darrell Henderson for me. We have Jason, Olave, or Addison. Oh, boy. Oh, this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is closer than you'd think. And I think, oh, man, I don't overreact, but I think I'm still going. No, screw it. I think Addison is the answer. I really do. I wish you could play both, right? Wish you could play both. I love the matchup for Olave, but I don't know. I think the floor is safer with Olave. But I don't even know if I want to say that because Addison is outside of Hawkinson the number one option there. So I think Addison is the answer for me. Jay Reese, full point PPR, flex one, Madison, Darrell Henderson, Royce Freeman, or Taysom Hill. I think I go Darrell Henderson there. Or, I mean, Taysom Hill is interesting, but I'd still go Henderson. The K, Deontay Johnson, or Josh Palmer. So Josh Palmer, he's a pure game time decision today. Sunday Night Football. These are situations that I avoid like the plague. A game time decision on Sunday Night Football. So for that reason and that reason alone, I probably go Deontay, right? I hate Monday Night Football game time decisions. I hate Sunday Night Football game time decisions. Kirk or Watson? We talking Christian Kirk? Oh, Christian Kirk for sure over Christian Watson. Thanks, Sean, for the question. We're gonna have to pick up the speed here, ladies and gentlemen. Flex 2, Downs, Deontay, or Addison. And for tight end, Mayer or McBride. Oh, Josh Downs for sure, and Jordan Addison there. And we are going with and I know McBride has a grasp on the starting job, but Michael Mayer, I think, is the answer. He's been getting targeted, aside from last week with stupid Brian Hoyer playing quarterback. Anyway, half point PPR, Addison or Nico. Oh my God. Like I know there's no bye weeks, people, but what are these questions? Seriously, you're having to choose between Jordan Addison and Nico Collins, and and you have to bench one of them. Like who are you playing with, and how can I get in these leagues, man? Gee, many Christmas. Oh, I love them both. How am I supposed to make these decisions? The starter stream. It's a starter stream, not like which stud should I bench. Sorry, Thor. I'm gonna go Addison, but I love them both. Man, I feel like you guys have some predicaments this morning. I hope you had enough coffee and breakfast. Golly. Sorry. Donta Foreman, Roshan, Chuba Hubbard, full point PPR. Oh, man. So Donta Foreman, I would almost bet you plays more than Roshan today because there's really no sense. And again, I'm not in the locker room. I don't have the game plan in front of me, KJ. I'm sorry. But I would guess Donta gets more work than Roshan. And then the Panthers backfield's weird with them. Like Miles Sanders. The Panthers are just generally weird. I don't understand. Like that's a franchise run by the owner who's weird. So the safe option is probably Donta Foreman, but I'd probably go Donta, Chuba, Roshan. I could understand playing Chuba over Donta though. Good morning, Isaac. How are you? Christian Washington, Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers for me. Burrow or Stroud, and Carr or Russ. Oh boy. Probably go Stroud. Love the matchup. And I probably go Carr. Probably do that. We do have a super chat. Thank you, Steven. Half point PPR, Downs or just Deontay Johnson. We go Josh Downs there all day. I love what we've been seeing from Josh Downs. And with Gardner, I think that's, I think him and Michael Pittman are going to get peppered with targets. That's just going to how it's going to go with that team. So I love that. Mike, full point PPR and return yards, Rashid Shaheed or Rashee Rice. I would go Rashee here. I really would. I think Rashee's solidifying himself in that offense. And the Saints are kind of a weird team. So I think there's more certainty with the Chiefs there. Jay Malat, full point PPR, Lockett, Downs, D-Hop, Bourne, pick 2. All righty then. Is it crazy that I think I'm gonna cross off Lockett? I think I'd probably go Downs and D-Hop. But I just love what I'm seeing from Josh Downs. I think he's still being undervalued. PPR flex, Flowers, Rice, Pickens. Golly, guys. Like, you have to bench 2 of these people? You have to bench I'd probably pick George Pickens here. Probably pick George Pickens. Gal, I know it's again. I know everybody's playing today, so maybe I'm just overreacting here. It's possible. I never know. I never know, guys. I never do know. All right, Isaac. Start 2 of these 4 high-scoring, shallow PPR superflex: Stroud, DeAndre Swift, Tony Pollard, Chris Olave. Ooh. I probably go Stroud and Pollard. I know Pollard hasn't been exactly what we thought he would be. But I mean, he's been good. Let's face, he's been good. But I'd probably go Stroud. You have to play Stroud if it's a super flex, if you can do it. Daniel DeYoung, would you rather staff QJ with no Palmer, Everett potentially, or Mims with Brandon Johnson on IR? That's I mean, a smash Mims pick because Mims has actually flashed. Quentin Johnson's done nothing. And yeah, that's easily Mims for me. JT or Addison at flex, full PPR. Next question is going to be: should I play Kelsey or, should I play Kelsey or Stephon Diggs? I know Diggs already played, but what are these questions? What are these? Full PPR. I'd probably go with the certainty of JT, but God, that's kind of like choosing between pizza and tacos. Both options are fantastic. So I probably lean Jonathan Taylor for the certainty because he has also been, in the passing game. So involved in the passing game, I should say. Mike, full point PPR, Deontay Johnson, Metcalf, or London. Wow. I probably, as much as I probably go either Deontay Johnson or London. But actually Metcalf's the answer. I'm doing the injury thing in my head where I was mixing up Lockett and Metcalf for a second. I don't know why I did that, but I think Metcalf is the answer. Ruckus is back. Start 2 half-point PPR, DK Pickens, Roschon or Downs. I think this is DK Metcalf and Pickens. I know the Chargers are horrible, but the problem is if you could answer this question, then I would feel comfortable starting Roschon. Is Roschon going to get 30% of the snaps? 40? I don't know. I think Donta Foreman coming off that 3-touchdown game, there's no real reason to rush Roschon. As much as we love Roschon, I love Roschon just as much as anybody. Trust me. He was one of my favorite prospects. And when the Bears took him, he became even more of one of my favorites, right? So I'm worried about the usage in that game. And when you have DK and Pickens, you have to start them. You just have to. Half-point PPR, Bourne versus Miami or Cooper versus Seattle. I know Bourne. I think I got to go Amari Cooper there. Thank you, Daniel. Kirk or Olave, full-point PPR. Now, this is a question. I'd probably still go Chris Olave, but it's closer than it should be, right? It's closer than it should be. Andrew's in the chat. Shout out to Andrew. Sit one, the old sit one. You throwing me a slider, throwing me a curveball here. Sit one. Waddle at Pats. DK versus Browns. Nakua at Dallas. Thielen versus Houston. Half-point PPR. Oh boy, I think that's got to be Thielen of Houston. But I love all those options. Bourne over Watson. Now you guys are doing it to me. I think I'm going to go Christian Watson. All right. I know Kendrick Bourne's been great. But if you're making me choose between those two, I think I will go Christian Watson for the upside because he could easily have a big play for a touchdown. The floor is also a lot. The floor could fall out of Christian Watson. I mean, it always can. It basically has been the whole season, right? Christian Watson's, it's been a disaster for Christian Watson. And again, that's because of injuries. All right. I don't want to, poo-poo injuries. But I probably would go Christian Watson, assuming he's fully healthy. Last time I checked, he was. So that's something to monitor. Full point PPR, start 1, Josh Kelly, Algier, Justice Hill. Oh, man. Josh Kelly, the Chiefs' run defense is really good. So I'd probably cross off Josh Kelly. I probably would go Justice Hill over Algier, but it's close. It's really close, assuming, Bijan's going to play. I'm guessing Bijan's going to play. I don't see why we shouldn't. See, that's why. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess I was assuming in my head it's always a 12 team or a 14 team league. Hunter Waddle. I think Waddle. I think you got to go Waddle. Deontay versus Jacksonville or London versus Tennessee. That Tennessee defense is a run funnel defense, so I do like London in that matchup. Here's the deal with this question, right? The floor is a lot safer with Deontay Johnson, right? But the upside is with London in this matchups, and I'd willing to bet that floor outcome is not going to happen for London in this matchup. But good question. T-Law versus Pittsburgh, Stroud versus Carolina. Oh man, I think. Wow, that's very close. I'm gonna lean Stroud versus Carolina, but it's close. Harold Baldwin, full point PPR, Pierce or Madison. Probably Madison at this point. Probably Madison. I mean, he was out snapped by Singletary. Pierce was last week. It's very, very concerning. So Madison at least gives you something. Logan, Elam, Devonta Smith, or Ayuk, also starting AJ Brown, full point PPR. I think there you got to go. I think it's Ayuk. I really do. I know Devonta Smith is going to have some big games. He is. Trust the process with Devonta Smith. But Ayuk, if Purdy's healthy, if Purdy's playing, it's a big caveat. It's a big if. But I think I would start Ayuk there. Burrow or Stroud and Carr, or I think I answered that one already. Or did I? I'll answer it again. I think I went Burrow and Carr is what I did. Reed or Lockett. I think I'm going Lockett there if we're talking Jayden Reed. I do love Jayden Reed, though. Half point PPR. All right, we're getting close to 30 minutes, so I got to speed this along. Half point PPR. Mixon, Henderson, Deontay Johnson. Please, he says, please answer there. Gosh, I probably go Henderson. Am I going to rank Mixon the last? I think Henderson, Deontay, Mixon is probably what I'd actually probably Deontay Johnson, Henderson, Mixon, even in a half PPR, because I don't love the matchup for Henderson. Have a great weekend yourself, Richard. Appreciate everybody. Half point PPR deep league start 2. Roshan, Elijah Moore, Josh Palmer, JSN, Shaheed, Freeman. Hashtag Ask FFT. Whew. Well, Josh Palmer's health, you're gonna have to monitor that. Elijah Moore, I probably Roshan. I don't know if he's gonna, I don't know how much of the snaps he's gonna have. I probably JSN and Shaheed is probably what the direction I'd be leaning, but that's really close. Thank you, Harold, for being a part of the show today. Kevin, hello, Kevin. I love your picture with your daughter there. I assume that's your daughter. PPR. Dameon Pierce, DeMarcado, or Roshan. Oh, God. I'd probably pick Roshan. I don't love it. Dameon Pierce scares me. Probably Roshan or Dameon Pierce. Better stash, Chris Rodriguez or Keaton Mitchell. Keaton Mitchell, baby. Keep believing in Keaton Mitchell because he's got actual juice. 4.37 speed. He's very much in the Devon Achane prototype player. So keep believing. I think that's the answer. Cooper versus Seattle, Deontay versus Jacksonville. I'm going to go Cooper there. No kicker question. Oh, kicker questions. Kicker, Butker. Go Butker there. I know it's tough not to pick Matt Gay. Christian Watson or Nakua. We got to go Nakua. I mean, come on. Puka Nakua. Drop strong for Singletary. Probably, considering Jerome Ford is more healthy than not healthy, I probably would. Jets defense versus New York Giants. No Andrew. Ooh, I like kind of like Kansas City's defense. I like both of those options. Um, I probably would go Kansas City, but it's close. It's really close. Oh, there's the ninja. He snuck up on us. But the ninja's here. Don't worry, everybody. Ramondre or Akers. In that situation, I got to go Ramondre. And the last question of the day: Francis, JSN, Spears, or Singletary in a half PPR. Probably gonna go with Spears or JSN. I lied. There's more questions. The ninja's sneaking again. I think he's got his own YouTube channel too. Fantasy Football Ninja. I don't know for sure. Mayer or Waller? Waller for me. Yeah, of course. I mean, come on. Yes, Keaton Mitchell. Thank you for being here. And then we got a Werewolf Super Pod Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button on the program and join us for more starter stream shows. Good luck in all your matchups today. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the snow game in Denver if you like that, watching the old Red Zone. And if you like my crazy content, you can follow me on Twitter at Seth_DIEWOLD. You can follow me or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Same name, same first and last name. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We have one more, snuck it in here. JDub34, start 2 full PPR, Jaden Reed, Royce Freeman, or Roschon. Jaden Reed and Roschon Johnson, baby. That's the direction I'm going. Have a great Sunday, y'all. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.